Chapter 1, Mishnah 1. The Mishnah cites a dispute about how old a cow must be to qualify as a Parah Duma. In this dispute, the Tanaim also deal with the age of a young cow, i.e. calf, that can be used for the mitzvah of Egla Arufa. After dealing with these matters, the Mishnah turns to various other issues related to age and numbers. Rabbi Eliezer says, when the Torah says Egla, calf, regarding the Egla Arufa, it refers to a cow in her first year, and not older. And when it says Parah, cow, regarding the Parah Duma, it refers to a cow in her second year. The sages disagree with both points. The sages say the word Egla, regarding the Egla Rufa, includes a calf in her second year. And Parah, regarding the Parah Duma, refers to a cow in her third or fourth year. A third opinion about the Parah Duma. Rabbi Meir says even a cow in her fifth year is fit to be used as a Parah Duma. Each of the previous Tanaim specified an age for the Parah Duma, second year according to Rabbi Eliezer, third or fourth year according to the sages, even fifth year according to Rabbi Meir. The Mishnah now states a general rule regarding a cow that is older than the specified age. In fact, even an older cow is fit to be a Parah Duma, but we do not wait for her, that is, the Beis Din should not wait until the cow is older than the age stated by each Tana, because two of her hairs might turn black in the meantime. Rather, the Beis Din should purchase a Parah Duma before it reaches old age, so that it does not become disqualified through its hairs turning black. The Mishnah cites a discussion between Tanaim about the age of the Parah Duma. Rabbi Yoshua said, regarding the age of the Parah Duma, I heard from my teachers only the word shelashis, related to shalosh, 3. The sages said to him, what is the meaning of the word shelashis? If your teachers used it to mean that the Parah Duma must be in its third year, it would have made more sense to say shalishis, which means third. Rabbi Yeshua said to them, I heard the word without explanation. That is, Rabbi Yeshua's teachers did not explain why they said shalashis rather than shalishis. Ben Azai said, I will explain why the word shalishis was chosen. If you say shalishis, you could be understood as meaning that the cow must be the third with respect to others in account. For example, it is the third born to its mother. But if you say shalashis, you can only be referring to a cow in its third year. The Mishnah cites a discussion that follows the same pattern as the previous one. Its subject is produce that grew on a tree during the tree's fourth year. This produce is holy and must be eaten in Jerusalem. Similarly, Rabbi Yeshua said, my teachers referred to a vineyard in its fourth year as a Reva'i vineyard. The sages said to him, what is the meaning of the word Reva'i? If your teachers used it to mean that the vineyard is in its fourth year, it would have made more sense to say Revi'i, which means fourth. Rabbi Yeshua said to the sages, I heard the word without explanation. That is, Rabbi Yeshua's teachers did not explain to him why they said Reva'i rather than Revi'i. Amar Ben Azai said, I will explain why the word Reva'i was chosen. If you say Revi'i, you could be understood to mean that the vineyard is the fourth with respect to others in account. For example, it is the fourth vineyard planted by one person. But if you say Reva'i, you must mean a vineyard in its fourth year. The Mishnah cites a third such discussion about a choice of word. The subject here is a house afflicted with saras. If someone stays in such a house, he becomes tameh immediately, but his clothes remain tahor. But if he remains there the length of time it takes to eat half a loaf of bread, his clothes also become tameh. The Mishnah discusses the words used for defining the size of the complete loaf. Similarly, Rabbi Yeshua said, if someone eats, i.e. stays in a house afflicted with saras, and he remains there the time it takes to eat half a loaf of bread, where the loaf is one of 3 loaves made from a kav of flour, i.e. the complete loaf is made from a third of a kav of flour, his clothes become tameh. They said to him, instead of saying 1 of 3 loaves made from a kav, say 1 of 18 loaves made from a sa'ah of flour. A sa'ah is 6 kavs. Therefore, each of 3 loaves made from a kav is the same as each of 18 loaves made from a sa'ah. Thus, instead of describing the loaf as 1 of 3 made from a kav, describe it as 1 of 18 made from a sa'ah, which would be more appropriate, because the sa'ah measurement is more common in the Torah. Rabbi Yeshua said to them, I heard this expression without explanation. That is, Rabbi Yeshua's teachers did not explain why they stated the measurement in terms of a kav, and not in terms of a sa'ah. Ben Azai said, I will explain why a kav was chosen. If you say 1 of 3 loaves made from a kav, since there is no obligation to separate challah from a kav, the loaves baked from a kav of flour will together contain the same amount of flour that one started with. But if you say 18 loaves made from a sa'ah, the challah that must be separated from the sa'ah reduces it. That is, if one starts with a sa'ah of flour, he will have to separate challah from the dough, and thus loaves made from a sa'ah of flour will together contain somewhat less than a sa'ah of flour. Rabbi Yeshua's teachers therefore accurately describe the loaf as one of 3 from a kav, then one of 18 from a sa'ah.